Good afternoon, everyone. I am your humble host, Mike Asherbrenner, proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. And we are on Mike King Biz Radio, 106.1 ESPN, RVA. All the folks on the live stream today, hey, welcome. Thank you so much. Hounds of Business community always showing up. And the folks in Richmond, hey, good morning. Hey, hope everything's good. Hope traffic's good and wishing you the best day possible. All right. So we have a very special treat and guest today. Very close and dear friend of mine, Dr. Constance Leyland, also known as Dr. CJ of Level Up Academy. And she is the publicity queen of the Hounds of Business. So we're super thrilled about that. And I am going to find the intro video and we're going to get this party started, everyone.
Are you looking to grow your network and your net worth with other high-level, heart-centered professionals? Then grab a seat and your favorite beverage and join Mike Asherbrenner, the Redneck Connector. It's time for the Hounds of Business Community Happy Hour.
Hey, welcome back. And wow, we're already getting the hounds are in the house. Royce Blake, hey, pleasure, my friend. Thank you for showing up. Mr. Homer out there in the Philippines, brother, good to see you. And Yolanda, always a pleasure. All right, they're going to be piling in. Dr. CJ, how are you today, my dear friend?
I have to mute myself because my Cheerio was barking at me. The
Cheerio, the
radio was
cereal?
like, what is happening? What is happening? Yes, my Cheerio, my dog. Oh
Oh,
man. What's up, everybody?
oh my goodness, y'all. Y'all can't see this. Now she looks fancy on the radio land, but she's got her Rebel with a Cause. That's the anthology you just did. It's a camo hat, big trucker's hat. And she refuses to send me her level up pink trucker's hat. So I want everybody to send some hate mail. Okay, Dr. Constance Leland. All right, there it is. All right, so real quick, let's get started with you. Let's talk about a little bit about you. We don't hear this much. So you're not from the US, right? You are from the Philippines, is that right?
That is
Tell us
correct.
tell us about the journey here.
Born and raised in the Philippines, I grew up in what we called there's three big islands, Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, because Philippines is an archipelago. I grew up between Visayas and Mindanao. It's called Cebu City. And then, of course, in Osame City, where my grandma is. So, my first language is Old Latin because my grandma's family is from Spain. So, that's my first language. Not Filipino, not Tagalog, nothing. That's my first language. My second language is Visayan because that is where I grew up. Then my third language is Chinese because that's my family part Chinese, which is my grandfather. Then, of course, we have Tagalog, which is the main language of the Philippines. So, growing up, I had four different languages, and I speak four different languages in the
Wait,
Philippines.
wait. I speak two languages. My first is American Hillbilly, and my second is English. There you go. So you got me beat. Go ahead.
And then, of course, when you visit other people, I grew up pretty much in the Philippines, but I traveled because my family did export import business in textile. And logging business. So I grew up, went to Hong Kong for a little bit, New Zealand, Japan. We went everywhere. So I got to dabble a little bit in Japanese, and I don't speak it fluent, but dabble a little bit on that. And then, of course, my husband's Italian, so I dabble a little bit of Italian. And I came to America, so I had to go, learn English. And then, of course, I live in California, so I speak Spanish. So that's where it is.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm still working on the English, but hey, I'm doing it. I'm doing. I got Chris Rudin helping me and you, so I've got a chance. So
Yes.
right now, so you work. So you what do you have like 20, 30 doctorate degrees is somewhere around there, right? So you're very big in higher education. You teach, you're a professor. Tell us a little bit about that. But you're not just an academic, right? You're a practitioner. You do a lot of things, which is I've been in school a long time, right? I spent 9 years as scenic route in college. That's very rare, at least from my experience. So tell us about that. What drove you to get your doctorates, and what drives you to do so much in business to help people?
I think from the beginning, I've always known that I didn't grow up with parents. My parents were here in the U.S. My mom's born raised in LA. She's a Valley girl. Went to the Philippines, got pregnant with my dad at 16, had me at 17. My dad was 17, had me at 18. So I had a very young parents. And when they came back to America, somehow they thought it was a good idea to leave me there with my grandmother. Don't know why, but I think it was meant to be. So in my culture, education is like breathing. You know, when you breathe and you walk and you eat and you sleep, education is like
Right.
breathing. It comes secondhand for us. I love homework. I know I'm weird, but I volunteer a lot. And growing up, when I came here, I didn't know how to speak English very well. I was made fun of. I was actually bullied at school, or at least they tried to. But I don't let
Oh,
that. I don't let people put me on any boxes. So I always challenge it. And when I couldn't speak English, I was here 3 months. I told my dad, I'm going to do public speaking. So my dad had to go see his doctor and get and his psychiatrist to get a calming pills. I thought it was for me. It's actually for him. So when I was doing public speaking, he would sweat and he would have like anxiety. I'm like, Dad, why are you having anxiety? He's like, I've never met anyone who can't speak English and now going against so many students on English. I'm like, Dad, what would be the last thing that could happen to me if I didn't do it right? People are
right.
gonna laugh and they're gonna make fun of me. What does it do? Do I die? Do I blow up? And my dad's like, no. But that's embarrassing. I'm like, why? They already embarrassed me now. What's the difference? Right? What is the
Yeah,
difference?
no.
It
He acted like I probably act when I have to teach my daughter to drive a car. Like, that's when I
right?
get
Oh
sweaty
no, he
and
was
nervous.
scared. He was very scared. And then from there, and then I graduated high school by junior year. I was done. I was in college by senior year. And then I worked 30 hours while going to school, while going to high school, college, and work 30 hours a week. That's what I did. And I put myself to school. I got my bachelor's, got married. I told my husband I want a master's degree. And he's like, why? You're going to be staying home with the kids. I'm like, I'm bored. I can't do this. So I got an MBA. And then after I gave birth to my first child, when I was going through my MBA, I got pregnant with Bella, my youngest. And then I gave birth to her in November. And then I went back to school to get my DBA, which is a doctorate. And then I got cancer 3 years
Oh,
into that
wow.
schooling. So then someone told me, oh, by the way, you got 6 months to live. I'm like, what?
Oh,
Mm-hmm. And
that's real.
before that, I almost died maybe 7 times, like cars and things like that. I would be parked and someone would hit me and totaled my car. I'm like, I'm literally parked. How do you not see me? So
Holy cow.
I think it was a message to listen to what I needed to do, but I still didn't know what I was doing. I was just going through the motion. And then I use my knowledge to teach people. And I didn't know that I love teaching so much because while I was teaching part time, I've been teaching for 13 years now. While I was teaching part time, I work as a commercial analyst. Basically, what I do is I do financing and analysis for small business owners. So I would look at their credit, I would look at that. I've always loved banking. I love numbers. I love accounting, but I didn't want to be in the office. I've done that when I was with Geico. I had like 100 people under me since I was 21, right? Met Warren Buffett then. So it's like I needed to be out there. And so I'm more of a practitioner. I'm more of a person who likes to do things rather than talk about things. And so that's how it got me here, Mike, with the Mike to Millions podcast, right? That's what our topic is today. Do you have any specific curiosity questions that you would like to ask? You're in mute.
Because I need your class on a podcast. So, you don't spit the coffee out. Yeah, because I was blowing my nose. But yeah, no, I would love to because well, first of all, let me ask you this, because you're really, really great at this. You have blown up your YouTube channel in like record speed, organically, right? And doing a lot of good content in the business world, which is very hard, right? People like to be entertained, but you're talking about content and driving people who want to learn about it. So let me ask you this. What inspired you to do this? So you have 50 million jobs and all these things that you're accomplishing in businesses and things. Why? What was it that said, "Hey, I need to do this to help people?" Right? What was the prompting of this?
It's the lack thereof, meaning growing up, I never had a mentor. I asked for help, but I ended up helping the people that I'm asking help from. Um, and I never feel like I belong because everyone is always judging, or I'm too fast, I'm too quick, I'm too this. And I was just sick and tired of being sick and tired. And I was always told,
Amen.
oh, you can't be on journalism, CJ, because you're Filipino and you have an accent. And I'm like, that's when I'm pissed off at you, then whatever words come out of my mouth, right? And I'm like, I think accent is sexy. I'm just saying. That's just how I feel about that. And you're like, yeah, you're 5 feet tall. You're never going to be on TV. Growing up, I was always told like that too. Like, oh, you could never do modeling because you're short. I was Miss Asia San Diego, yo, for 5 feet tall. Like, what? Like I
There you
always,
go.
every time that people tell me I can't do it, I get curious and do it anyway. And then I figured, okay, I didn't even want to start a business. This is my fifth business now. I used to sell Japanese animation with my dad. But the thing is, when one of my students, when I was teaching I was a dean actually, and I was teaching, they had an issue with their boss. She's from Africa. She's a lawyer, very smart, but her boss is taking advantage of the cultural indifferences. And I don't like injustices. I can't stand it, right? And so when I saw that, I was teaching her how to navigate and circumvent around a manager who's trying to control her because she doesn't know the cultural differences. She became her boss's boss in 3 months. She brought 10 friends to me and said, CJ, you need to teach them. I don't got time. I'm a dean and I'm teaching. She's like, you need to make a business out of this. I did. And all 10 of them either got out of it, created their own business, or move up in their organization. That's how I started Level Up Academy. Then I found
Right.
out, oh my God, dude, it's so hard to be your own business in this capacity. You need marketing this and that, and everyone wants to help you, but a cost. 10,000, 15,000, 20,000. A magazine, 800 words in Dubai, $50,000. I'm like, dude, is this Animal Crossing where I shake some trees and money comes out of it? Where's my money tree at? I can't find it. So, in my own relentless pursuit of showing up for myself, I found that it doesn't matter how good you are, how amazing your business, your product, it doesn't matter. If nobody knows where you are or who you are, no one cares. No, nobody.
Yeah.
So then
Look at me.
oh,
So
right.
excited.
So exactly. So I was
Yeah.
like, okay, let me start a podcast. It blew up. I'm like, okay, let me start a TV show. People are like, no, you can't. I'm like, watch me. So I did. Oh, wait, let me do a radio because it's not enough to be on podcast. I want to have a radio. So I did. I went to a magazine. I've been on this magazine. I'm like, wait, it's cost so much money. Let me create my own magazine. So I did. And they're like, wait, CJ, you need to be on this whatever backlinks for SEO for popularity, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, let me get a press release room. So I did. So I have all of it because
Wow.
everyone challenges me on how to do it. And they're like, well, what about publishing? I'm like, what about publishing? They're like, well, you're on this anthology. I'm like, fine, let me publish. So I did. And I went to Barnes and
Oh,
Nobles.
you did. Let me interject on that because through Level Up Academy, right? So what's the websites that folks can go, to that main offering? Because this is just one of many offerings. What is the website?
Levelupwithdoc.com. Doc
Level up with
dot com.
doc.com.
DOC. Yep.
Right. So here's what you just said, and this makes me super excited. You did it for yourself. You're like, how do I find this? How can I make this affordable and accessible? Right? Promotional visibility, publicity. You're absolutely right. It's like having a Picasso, right? But it's in a cave with the lights off. No one can see it. And that's what you bring to the table. You did it for me. You've done it with me in magazines. You have TV, the Beyond Boundaries, right? Thriving in Life's Gray Zone. I was in that anthology, number one bestseller. Like as soon as they come out, there you go. Hold it up for everybody. So let me ask you this. So we know now why it's so important uh, for you to to help people do good podcasting, right? Because that can lead to all kind of opportunities, speaking deals, etc. But who? Let's start with that. Who would benefit from saying, "Hey, I'm going to put myself out there and do a podcast or a live stream and be consistent about it"? Who should do that? Who would be interested in that?
So people will always say niche down. I hate that word niche down, but I understand the ideas of behind why you niche down, right? Because you need to focus on one. Not everybody has ADHD like mine, because I do have ADHD.
Right.
Um, it's really I want okay, everybody can do podcasting. I'm gonna put it out there. But not everybody can be on my podcast circuit. Yes, I know I am
Right.
inclusive, but here's the thing. I only am one person. My calendar is not even open until February, okay? That's how busy I am of helping others. I want people who want to help themselves, who's hungry enough to represent themselves and do it the right way. There's so many people out there, and I was asked in the what is to make you different? What makes me different is everything, because I have everything you can possibly need from 10 people into my house. Literally, from magazine to podcasting to radio to TV. Where else do you need that? Where do you have somebody that has everything in one house? But I got your back. I don't backstab you. I'm not a transactional person. I am a servant leader because I believe in karma. If you guys actually do bad things, it's gonna come back to you, right?
Tag straight. Yeah, you get you get back what you put out there. And hey, we're going to continue this because I want people on the radio to know don't go anywhere. I want everybody here. Scan the QR code. This is where you can find the Mike to Millions Ultimate Guide. But before that, want to give Mike King Biz Radio, Mike King out in RVA. Thank you so much for our partnership, my friend. Love how you push up your community daily. That's what we do. That's what Dr. CJ does. So birds of a feather flock together. And listen, if you're out there, don't grow your business alone. Don't do this alone. Don't do it the hard way. All right. If you're looking for a pack, hey, no strays. All right. Find us. We're on Hounds of Business Community YouTube. We're on Hounds of Business LinkedIn. Send a dadgum carrier pigeon. Hey, just plug it in. Test drive us. Hopefully you buy clothes, try them on before you buy them. Hopefully you date before married. Same concept. And if it's not a best fit for you here, dadgum it, I'll walk you somewhere where it might be a better fit. We just want people to get unstuck. And so that brings me back to our publicity queen, right, of Level Up Academy and the Hounds of Business, Dr. Constance Leyland. And we are talking about mainly of her many offerings, her Mike to Millions, helping folks get a great start from beginner to advanced and really learning, right? Because you can really just mess this up for months. It's so much, amateurs do things alone. Top level professionals have guides, coaches, and people that help them along, experts. And that's what you are, CJ. So what would be some of the things like when people say, "Hey, I'm going to start a podcast"? What are some of the most basic essentials that folks need to know? And what are some misnomers behind, like maybe equipment or, different keys that you kind of address in this manual?
So, first of all, thank you everyone to my people out there. I didn't realize that I was launching my Rebel with a cause. 400 something pages. I wanted it to be 100 pages, so I did. But don't worry, guys, I didn't delete any of your thoughts. I just redid my magic stick, okay? So we're at, because the book was almost 2 pounds, okay? So I made 100
Oh
pages,
my gosh,
right?
yellow
While
pages.
I was doing that, I did this book at the same time. So I launched this book at the same time. And I didn't even realize it until Susanna, because I just launched it yesterday. But this morning on Amazon, this book is a number one top new release on Amazon right now. And this is what you can get from this book. I actually created this book for somebody who doesn't know me, who doesn't want to be in my membership group. Okay. And it's okay. But I want you to really represent yourself. I want you to do this on your own if you have to and you don't want to do podcasting. It's okay. But the first thing that you should ask yourself before any of this equipment and all of these other things is, why do you want to start a podcast? It is not easy. I'm just going to tell you that. Why do you want to start it? If you want to start it for vanity, quit before you're ahead. It's not going to happen. It's just not going to happen and grow sustainably. Okay. What you can do is, I just created a forum. So back in the day when my kids were little, I created an Animal Crossing forum and I had 100,000 members in there. The drama was crazy though, but I had 100 moderators, and that's what I want with podcast circuit. But right now I'm on the testing ground. I'm not asking anybody at all for the free membership other than some friends and the Hounds of Business community. So if you're an HOB, I have a very, very limited seats for the free membership. I don't have a free membership in public. Okay. The only membership I have is Pro and Elite. That's what I got. And if you want me, I'm going to start producing TV shows soon because I just talked to my CEO for independent channel, and that's 10 grand for 3 months. But if you're in my podcast circuit, there is a way for you, a way for you, for me to actually produce your own show within my show. I'm not going to show up as a host. You're going to be the host. You're going to be on the hot seat, and I want to make sure my students feel comfortable on the limelight and the things that you do. Now, most podcasts that you'll hear with the membership and all that I've been to is they sell you so many things, right? So many
Mhm.
things that you don't need, honestly. And then when you get the equipment, you're like, CJ, how do I put this thing and this thing again? Like
Right. That was
$600,
me.
right? And so I'm going to teach you. right? How to connect your equipment, which equipment that you should do on a budget. If you don't know me, guys, I like free and I like coupons. I'm Filipino. I will trade you, I will barter you, right? And that's what I treat with people is like, if you're a small business and you have no way to market because you have no money, it's okay. We all are in the same boat. I'm going to teach you how to do it on a budget. I'm literally just asking for what? Coffee and a meal, literally for that membership, right? Because I want to help you. But I don't want no hyenas in my group where you just sit there, take it in, give me an attitude. You will be out before you can say hello. I don't play that game. I want people to grow sustainably for their business. So if I see him and like Oprah said, get rid of them. And that's what I was doing. This is a serious podcast circuit that I'm creating because I want everybody, there's 8 billion people in the world. I want everybody to be serious about their passion. I want everybody to be serious about getting their messages out there. So if you're ready, come. If you're not, just buy the book and go with it. Okay. It's
I
still fun.
love it.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, and I love it. Again, if you're ready to go, you're ready to go. If not, start, get the book, and when you're ready, plug into the next level. And this is what I love about it. You're absolutely right. People have an impact to make. Everybody who, especially, I mean, because I was all passion and no clue. I always had ambition. I didn't know how to execute it, and it was torturous. It was a really hard existence. So this is why the HOB, right, Hounds of Business. This is why Level Up Academy, and this is why you've done this, Mike to Millions, and the podcast circuit, and all these things to get people to get their message out there. It goes way beyond money, does it not? It goes way beyond money. Money is a tool. If all the things that make us sad and that I wish I could help that person or I wish I could do something about this thing. Yeah, learn and grow your business so you can make a ton of money doing the right thing so we can spend the rest of our lives going out there and doing good stuff, right? That's where you and I share that in common. So you're absolutely right. It's the who and then the how and the what. So what's your take on it? Because I know that's what you live for, your passion.
Yeah. But I also want to tell you guys this. Couple of things. Second thing is if you're already on HOB, your calendar is so much shorter. You can talk to me this month. If you're on HOB, that's one of the benefit of being a member in HOB. You can have a shortcut version because I want to help as many people as possible. For the rest of you, I'm so sorry. I know February is it, but if you're in HOB, you can talk to me. We give 30 minutes just to get to know each other. There's no transaction. Just I want to know where your energy is coming from. The second thing that I want to help others is to help themselves. You don't need to be talking about this, you need to be doing about this. So if you're ready,
Right.
let's go. Hold my hand, hold tight, and just go with the flow, right? And what I also wanted to tell you is that podcasting is a serious business, but it's also a fun business. You actually learn more about yourself when you're learning about other people, and you actually don't feel lonely anymore because you're like, dude, I was feeling like that like 3 months ago. Thank you for saying that. And I learned so much from my guests, and it's such an amazing thing. And here's another thing: your influence right now when you don't have a podcast is zero, maybe 10. That's your power of influence. Zero. We all start there. I started there. Zero. Right now, I'm at 500,000 downloads a month. Okay, just on my podcast. Imagine if you do have that, and you are going to. That is the reason why I cannot take anybody that hems and haw. If you want to grow and you want to grow, today is the day. It's a $19 billion industry in the world and 2 billion in the
Wow.
US alone. 2 billion in the US. If you're in the US, why not? Why not? Right? Why not you? But you got to be able to learn. You got to be open minded and know him and hawing. Like, let's go. Right? Yeah.
Absolutely. And people can find Mike to Millions on Amazon, right? So they can type that in the search, Dr. Constance Leland, and they can find that, right?
Actually, just type Constance Leland and you see all my books, and then Mike to Millions. I know people are buying it because it's a number one top new release right now on Amazon.
Wait a
I was
minute, you just launched it. You just launched it
yesterday.
yesterday?
Yeah,
Holy
yesterday.
cow.
Now it's number one new release. See?
Wow. Man, like magic. You're like the Keebler elves of media, man. Like it just woo, it's everywhere. Cookies, right? So all right, and if you don't believe what she said, you got to tune in and watch this replay on YouTube at Hounds of Business or Level Up Academy because you're talking to two folks and a doctor in a camo hats, man. That you have something special out there. I'm telling you, don't try to be like me or him or she or whoever. That this is more than just how to plug in a microphone, guys. This is really you're going to get a lot of things when it comes to marketing and branding and all kind of really good tidbits to really help you hone in your business because it's not about right. CJ, correct me if I'm wrong. It's not about just these little silos like my marketing and things. You really got to learn to tie these things together. Know your purpose, know your audience, right? What are some of your best tips when somebody goes, "Hey, I really want to get involved." What are some of the things before I get your book and before I plug into this course and this circuit? What are some things that I can do to prepare myself to have a better experience and learn more?
First of all, be open-minded and have a good attitude, because I cannot stand people
There
who's
you
very
go.
smart, who has a lot of money but has a bad attitude. You're out. I don't care about your money.
Right.
I can't work with someone who has
Yep.
bad attitude already. And also for me, in terms of preparation, just come with curiosity. That's the preparation,
Yeah.
right? When you come in with close-mindedness, you just, sometimes people come into your circle because they want to tell you you're wrong. I can sniff you. I can see you, and you're
Yep.
out. That's just like, I don't got no return to sender. I don't have no time for energy like that. Bye. Yeah.
Yeah, and you really do, guys. I want everybody to know this. People on the live, thank you for showing up, and drones. People on the radio, thank you. This is life changing. This has I've seen it firsthand. That's why I love our partnership in the Hounds of Business because there's no way I would have wrote in a book. She said, "Hey, would you like to write in a book?" I said, "Maybe I should read one first, you know." But it was all of the things. It was the encouragement. It was the process. I really couldn't believe how daggum quote easy it was, right? And if I tried that on my own, holy cow, it'd have been a nightmare. So do that. Everybody plug in and learn that. So we only got a few minutes left. Wanted to give you the floor. What are some of the things that you want to take away? Because I know you're really big about pushing people up, right? So there's two markets. Correct me if I'm wrong. You not only help people who are brand new or trying to figure it out on their own, but you can also help people who are already doing good or great hit the next level to unbelievable. Tell us about that.
First of all, collaboration over competition. For my publishing, I wouldn't do it with anybody else but Susanna Dawn. That's it. Susanna Dawn
There
is
you
my
go.
eye chick. Like, don't touch her. Don't talk to her the way you think you're talking to her, because you're going to be messing around with me. And that's for sure. And don't talk crap about Mike, because that's the same kind of bro that I feel, right? So if you don't like us, it's okay. You have your own opinion. Move on. Go somewhere else, right? But for you out there who's looking for a group that says, how do I show up? What is podcasting? Just be curious. Talk to us. We have our first free Zoom. Yeah, let's see what my calendar says. I think it's October. Um, and I don't advertise this, guys. So if you're in the hounds, you will get it. But October 7th is our first podcast circuit free informational. Come in, be curious, and then let's go. Right, October 7th. So mark your calendar. It is 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, like, what is that? 11 a.m. Eastern. Come in and just see how we roll with podcast circuit, what it is, what's all about. And I'm always going to have a 1 month Zoom for the free members. And I'm only looking for 50 people right now. And I'm at 30. So I have technically 20 slots to give for the Hounds of Business. Only the Hounds of Business and certain friends can come in for the free membership right now. Okay. I'm just going to put it out there. I know this isn't YouTube, but I'm just saying. Yeah.
Hey, we're on YouTube. We're everywhere. Thanks to you. And again, this is why it's so special, man. It's like when they put PB and J in the same jar, and I'm still talking about it 20 years ago. We can accomplish so much more together than we can without it. So there's folks driving around. There's folks out here getting bothered at work or whatever. So if somebody said, "Hey, I want to plug in," what's the best way? You got Is it an email? Is it a website? Where can they plug in October 2nd, 7th?
Oh, just luabydoc.com is a Zoom link, luabydoc.com. That's my direct private link to my Zoom. It's a Zoom. It's not a live stream. It's a private group that I'm creating. For the podcast circuit, I am creating a forum for you guys. This is old school forum. And you're probably saying, CJ, what is this? It's because the messages and the help is there. Think of it like the Amazon forum, kind of like that, like a Reddit, but it's personal for us. I'm creating that forum as we speak, for all the free members, for the elite and the pro members as well, because the elite members will have a lot more fun stuff that we can do with Zoom. Yep.
All right. Hey, man, I told you time flies when we're having fun. Everyone go and check all the material out. Go to Amazon. That's the first place to go. Go Dr. Constance Leland. Is that what they search?
Constance Leland, just Constance
Just
Leland.
just Constance Leland. No doctor. I'm Mr. Pibb. You're Dr. Pepper. All right. So hey, thank you so much for being on the show. My goodness, we got to have a round two soon. Mike King Biz, thank you so much, Mike King. Appreciate you. All the listeners out there, man. We love the support. We appreciate you. and encourage you to keep moving forward. Plug in, and if you're looking for a pack that can push up and help you out, hey, we're here. All right. Like I said, YouTube, LinkedIn, Carrier Pigeon, whatever. So everybody go check that out. Appreciate you. We'll see you next week. We got a special guest. Cannot wait for that. And hey, everybody have a safe and happy day and weekend out there in RVA. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Mike King. And
thank y'all for stopping by. Be sure to follow, share, and like, and send me a message if you had fun today. Y'all come back now.